Say my name, when no one is around you. Say, baby, I love you if you ain't running game. I'm talking now. As challenging as it will be, I'm going to do a spoiler-free review of this game for the first half of this video, and then in the second half, I'll get into a spoiler thoughts and discussion. Because here's the thing, it's really hard to get into this game without giving away anything. I went into this game totally blind. I had just heard some positive buzz about it, and I believe if you decide to play it, that you should also go in totally blind in order to have the best experience. So no spoilers. I'll start by saying that I'm not the biggest card player when it comes to games, Hearthstone. Really my only experience with cards in games is Gwent from the Witcher series. And even then on my first playthrough, I didn't even touch Gwent. However, on my second playthrough, I decided to give it a go when your boy became a Gwent addict.
Are you familiar with Gwent?
How about a few rounds of cards? Up for a few rounds of Gwent? Gwent wouldn't be bad. Game of Gwent. Yearning to play a few rounds of Gwent. That ought to set me straight.
The other witches were like, have you found Cirilla? And I was like, get off my back and lay down your cards. Come on, just quick game, just the two of us. Anyways, yes, Inscryption is a card game, and yes, it is just as addicting as Gwent. Now here's the thing, Inscryption is not just a card game. One of the reasons I like indie games so much is because the developer's budget is so much smaller, and they are free to take a lot more risks than, say, a Square Enix who puts millions of dollars into a title just for it to burn up in flames and go horribly wrong. I think a lot of people will agree that some of the most interesting and mind-bending game experiences that they have had in the last 5 years have come from indie games that they took a chance on. That said, if you like wild, weird games that challenge your perception of what a game even is, or play with the rules of the gaming industry and shake things up in a way that you didn't even know was possible within games, then I highly recommend Inscryption. So I'm going to be putting it A tier because while it wasn't my favorite game that I played in 2021, it definitely is the most creative. Also, just a side note, when I am playing PC games, I usually play them with my controller, but for this game, you definitely should play it with keyboard and mouse. It's a lot more streamlined that way. All right, so now I'm going to get into spoilers and everything I thought about this game. So if you haven't played Inscryption, go ahead and bookmark this video, get out of here, go play the game, and then come back and join the conversation that surrounds this game.
I like that.
Because holy fuck, there is a conversation surrounding this game, and I had no idea how deep the rabbit hole went after I finished it.
Then I say let the conversation begin.
So after I beat Leshy for the first time, and I officially started a new game in what was now a Game Boy Advance area gaming world, I was pretty lost and a little, for lack of a better word, disappointed at first. I love 80s inspired retro like pixel art styles, but I didn't love the way the cards looked, and I was kind of overwhelmed with all the new decks and the different card types, but it wasn't long before I was back in the game loop, entranced with what new magic card combination I could find and what would give me the upper hand. Speaking of which, let me know down in the comments which deck type was your favorite. Mine was definitely the magic cards, although I kind of combined them with the bone cards because my magic totem things were always dying. Anyways, I got to the third act, and at this point I had no idea what was going on, but I was along for the ride. However, it's in this third act that we start getting clues and we were able to start kind of, putting the puzzle pieces together. The realization that this game was telling a lot bigger story than I initially thought was when the robot, say like not C-3PO, but like PO3 explains to you that each of the boss quirks were just a way to allow him to upload a copy of the game onto the internet. And I was like, wait, is that copy of the game the one he uploaded the copy of the game that I'm playing now? Then the other goobers show up. They start talking directly to Luke. Then they delete the game and everything in it, and the developers show up at Luke's door and they shoot him in the head. And I sat there at the end of the game during the credits and I thought, wow, that game was pretty meta, pretty deep. I could do a review on it, but it might be kind of hard because I don't want to give anything away, and it could be kind of hard to talk about without spoilers. But I kind of felt like I found some secrets that were in the game, and I was like, well, maybe I could do a video on the secrets. I had no idea how inconceivably wrong I was. So I started doing some digging just on the off chance maybe I missed a few things. And I didn't even scratch the surface. The layers and levels of hidden information that is in and surrounds this game is akin to the National Treasure movies, and the Discord community is like an army of Nicolas Cages. The things that the developer Daniel Mullins hid within this game are completely insane. For example, there's this wall of code that appears during a certain point in the game, and if you hit like a certain key, I think it's shift, I don't know, it's some coder thing, then it stops and it gives you the option to enter a command. And so within the command file, if you search the old data, then a cipher comes up, and in order to find one part of a 3-part cipher, you have to assemble 4 cards in order during a specific part of the game, and you only learn the cards in the order by some sticky notes that you see during one of the video diaries that Luke makes. This is just one very small part in a massive puzzle that at one point had real-world humans traveling to Vancouver according to latitude and longitude coordinates to dig up a secret chest, and ends in a World War II Soviet Union top-secret cover-up operation. Please do yourself a video. If you've played this game, watch this guy's videos on it over there, because he did an amazing job, as well as like the whole Discord community surrounding this, kind of learning all of this stuff. And all the crazy things that Daniel Mullins hid within and outside of this game. I'll leave a link to his videos down below. I really don't know what else to say about this game. I mean, it blew my mind. It's definitely a game that I won't be forgetting about for a while. Right now I'm playing the kind of expansion, Casey's mod. It's definitely rough for, a beta, but it's fun. As the trapper would say, please consider me pelts. But in this case, me pelts are me likes and subscribe. And thank you. Bye.